Okay, I think we're live. Let me double check. You never know. Yes, we're live. Are we? No, that's de-stress with this. Yes, we are live. Welcome everyone to today's incredible live video. And because I'm feeling epic, I'm going to use the everyone tag on this one. I was saving it for tonight, but I think these faces deserve more visibility than just little old me. So welcome. If you're watching the replay of this, if you're watching the replay of this, still feel free to pop any questions under here. And in case any of these beautiful 10 people that you see are still in the group, maybe they'll feel generous enough and answer it for you. So don't be afraid to ask your questions. I know that for some of your time zones are a little bit different than ours, so that's fine. I want to say a huge welcome to 10 of my clients who are some of my favorite people in the universe. Each of them is going to introduce themselves to you. And you know what? I'm going to record this. Each of them is going to just take a few minutes, introduce themselves to you so you guys know exactly who the hell you're talking to. And they all do such different things. So I bet that you can connect to at least 1, 2, 3 people's stories. So listen carefully. And if any questions pop up about them, their brand, how they're running their membership, how they're running their business, don't be afraid to ask. This is your only chance. Like, I'm not going to be bringing 10 more people tomorrow. So ask your questions. Okay. Let's get started with some introductions, starting with Rebecca. Who are you, Rebecca?
Oh, no pressure.
No pressure.
So yeah, my name's Rebecca and I am a creative director of a wonderful brand agency. So what's really interesting about saying that is that's quite new to me, because being in Des's world, she's such an inspirational, amazing person that I am like, yeah, I can do these things and I can run an agency. So that's really lovely. One of the benefits of being with Des and her programs. So I also run a lovely membership called the Establisher Circle, which is just 1 year old. It's just celebrated its first birthday. And it's for women in business who want to learn about branding, marketing, and just generally just getting confidence in themselves. I started it because I had no confidence when I started my business 9 years ago. I just had a baby. I was lost in the world and I just wanted to help as many women in that situation as I could. And it's just been a lovely experience, and Des has been absolutely fundamental in that. I would never have done it without her trainings in the recurring revenue program. It's just been incredible. And we've now got 25 members, which is just lovely. Lots of people have stayed who are founding members as well, which is really the icing on the cake of that. So it's been really exciting. And we're having another in-person meetup on Saturday as well, which is really nice because, you know, it's nice to meet the actual members in your membership. So yeah, it's been an absolute dream. Just been wonderful. Really enjoyed every single moment of building a membership because of Des.
Oh, thank you. If you guys had seen the location for their in-person meetup, you would have died. It was so beautiful. Thank you. Blair, who are you? Well, to be fair, they did kind of meet you last night because I bragged about you when I talked about the program. But just in case someone's been living under a rock or two, who are you?
Well, hi, hello. My name is Blair, and I'm just kind of collecting a whole bunch of different creative titles. I say that I collect them like Pokemon because I really do. I'm an artist, I'm an author now, and now I'm branching into being a creative director as well, which is just incredible. So when I first met Des, it was exactly a challenge like this. I had an ad pop up and I was like, hey, nothing to lose, might as well. Came along and I was kind of living in a women's shelter at the time. And within 3 months, I was out of the women's shelter. I had my first $2,500 month. And here we are, 18 months later. So yeah, it's been incredible. And now I'm actually starting up my second membership. I'm just kind of laying the foundations and thinking about what it could be. So it's incredible.
I love it. Thank you, Blair. I'm tagging each person as they speak, guys, so make sure that you connect with them. Shoot them a friend request or follow them. Mel, your ambassador. Hopefully you know who she is, but just in case you joined Amplified late, introduce yourself, Mel.
Hi, everyone. Nice to be here. Thanks for having me, Des. So 3 years ago, I was running a business. Well, I say I was running a business. I was doing lots of readings. I was running workshops, psychic development classes, angel classes. Like, I was having the time of my life. But I really was doing what I love as a hobby and making money from it. 3 years ago, this challenge came into my life, which was recommended by a friend of mine. And I thought, yeah, well, she's rocking it at life, so I'll give it a go. By the end of the week, I'd already started to make changes to my business. By the end of a couple of months, I already had Soul Space, which is my membership community, starting to take shape. By the end of 6 months, I did my first launch. Well, I did a kind of soft launch, had 38 members come in. Within a couple of months later, I did my first 5-day challenge, which also I learned through Des, which was like the most epic week of my life. And I had another 22, I think, come in then. And now I run a business, a very successful business, where I am supporting people on their spiritual path, helping them understand how to unleash their superpowers, understand their psychic abilities, understand that they are just amazing humans that have an amazing potential in front of them. So the membership thing has changed my world, has changed my life. But on top of that, it's helped me get onto podcasts. It's helped me. I was featured in Spirit and Destiny magazine. I've written a best-selling book. I have made some amazing contacts and friends. Just shout out to Rebecca here, because Rebecca did my book cover and it was like the best thing ever. And made a really great community of other business owners. So yeah, that's me. Thank you, Des.
Thank you. I can't believe it's been 3 years, but at the same time, I cannot believe it's only been 18 months for Blair. It feels like it's been 3 years for her. Tiffany, who are you?
Hey. Well, I'm Tiffany. So I'm a sex and intimacy coach. I guide and empower people to go on a journey of self-discovery, on sexual liberation in a safe and judgment-free space where you can openly explore your deepest fantasies and fears and curiosities so you can experience deeper connections in your relationships. I'm kink aware and poly-friendly, and within the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be Somatica trained, and I'm so excited. Somatica, next to being in Des's world, is probably the second best thing I ever did for myself. Being in your world was number one for sure.
And
barring out my kids and family. Yeah. So my membership community is Seduction Society. Our waitlist is open now. I had planned to open the doors yesterday, and the tech fairies decided that was not going to happen. And when I mean tech fairies, and I've been having tech fairy problems with like every platform, not even just my website, Facebook, Instagram. Like, I swear, Bliss, is this a thing that your energy can literally ruin technology? It's so high, you're vibing so high that you just break all the computers. Yeah, it's kind of where I was at the last couple of weeks. So you know what? I had a Bridget Jones moment with my Shaka Khan, no vodka because it was way too early in the day for that. Just Shaka Khan and perseverance. And so I just decided this is time to create some more extra juiciness for my membership. So when I open the doors, there'll be some extra stuff in there. So everybody follow, sign up for the wait list. Stay tuned. It will be very soon. I'm so excited. And yeah, thank you guys so much for having me here. And thank you, Rebecca, for everything you did last week with Rebecca knows, with a post. And yeah, Rebecca, she's on me. Next time I'm tagging you, Des. It was a car. It was a guy with a car for a picture. That'll give you an
Okay,
idea. Yeah. Yeah.
interesting.
For the person yesterday who asked about trolls, they do happen, but they are
They
very
do.
entertaining in it. It's so much fun. Me and Rebecca and Chris had a blast last week.
Well, we've
One
witnessed
on
some of
one.
them here, and we've had some fun. So,
So yeah,
that is the
I'm
amazing
so
tipping,
excited
guys.
still though. And I came into your world through actually another coach who, lucky for me, introduced me to you. And see, magic people show up when you need them in certain times. I know. Thanks so
Thanks,
much.
Tiff. Let's see. We have Debbie next, who just actually wrapped up a launch, didn't she, for her membership?
Yeah, that's right. I'm just finishing the public launch at the minute. So it's not quite finished, but yeah, we're getting there. It's been really good. Got loads of new annual members this time, which has been stunning. So I'm sort of still a bit. So yeah, I came in to your world as I think it was last summer. So for me, I'm a Reiki teacher. I'm also an artist. Also written a couple of books. Bit like Blair, collect titles. I think we all collect titles. That's just what we do. But I suppose the core thing is healing and confidence building and helping people step into the driving seat of their lives. That's really what I do. But last year I was feeling like a wee bit of a failure. I had been running my own business since 2010. But when I say running my own business, I was pretty much, I think Melissa hit the nail on the head there when we say I was kind of doing a hobby and getting paid for it, and not always getting paid very well. It was kind of gone down with the income. However, I had come off the back of my most successful year, but then everything kind of just stopped and came to a brick wall, and I felt like a total failure. Had to go back to get a part-time job and was feeling a bit sorry for myself. And then everywhere I looked, Des was there, like literally. And you guys who are in this challenge, I know you know what I'm talking about. You scroll on your Facebook feed, and this red-haired gorgeous beauty is just there talking all this wonderful stuff, and you're like, I need me some of that. I was like, I need some of that fire because I'd lost mine. So I did this challenge. This was how I entered Des's world. And again, like many of you, I had started to make changes before the challenge was even over. I'd started to think about, I love the whole pasta and Pringles thing. I was like, oh my God, I have so been the Pringles. This is useless. I needed to be the pasta. So I completely changed a lot of my messaging. Des helped me refine my branding, my voice, all of it. She just helped me sort of really build the confidence. And I stepped into the recurring revenue program, something that really, I was so surprised as I did it, because I'd always previously stopped myself from joining things like this. I'd always sort of gone, no, I can't. This is not, I'm not the type of person that can do this. And it was just a lot of nonsense that you tell yourself. So it was the best move I ever made. Since then, I have opened my membership Soul Food Circle, and it's a place where people come generally just to feel safe, do what makes them feel happy and confident, and then I love watching them grow and evolve and do their thing. So as Des said, I've just wrapped up my second 5-day launch for it, and I'm sitting now with 22 members, stable income that really has turned things around for me. So now I can actually relax and know that I'm actually running a business. And because of that, it's given me the confidence to keep going. So please, guys, if you can swing it, you need to be in this program. It's definitely the best. And the royalty branding program, part of it in particular. I saw that Alex had asked in the Facebook chat, what's everybody's favorite part? The branding module, definitely. And then all the other pieces of gold that are in there. So that's me.
That's my favorite too. And by the way, guys, when you join the program, you will also meet all of these amazing people. I know you're screaming about how inspired you are. People in the insider chat are telling me, oh my God, these women are so powerful. I know they are. That's why they're here. Guna, you will also meet Guna tomorrow at the award ceremony.
Hello. So yeah, well, I can join all the people collecting titles, but when you are not seeing me like maybe creating these visuals and websites and all the pretty things that when you go actually right now to the recurring revenue sales page and press the join now, yes, 100 times. when you're not seeing that, then well, I am creative director. I am expression coach, which has been like really amazing because my entire childhood, everybody said like, oh, don't be this too much, don't be this too loud, don't wear this, oh, this is not great, this is like, just tone down, right? And like, it was really hard to kind of be myself. So, how many people became people pleaser and all that. But yeah, since that was the only kind of escape for me to do, I'm really, really proud that right now I can actually fully do it, and I wouldn't be able to do so if I wouldn't meet Des around 7 years ago. So she's kind of stuck with life with me, and I have my membership now for almost 3 years. Actually, I always will remember that it's like, kind of two big life moments happened. Because for those who know a little bit of my story, I grew up in a very interesting environment. My mom was, single mom, disabled, didn't have much income, but that the expression was the only thing that kind of kept me like, yeah, let's go, because that's how I could actually, not defining my circumstances or the situation I'm in, I could actually show myself and be something else, not just like defined by, oh, that girl, like I don't know, like poor or like not having father and things like that. So I'm really glad that I'm able to connect with that so much more right now. And 3 years ago was a huge moment in my life. I moved to Portugal, which was my dream come true, because since childhood I always wanted to live in a warm country where there's palm trees and ocean. And I also opened membership in the same. So pretty much when we moved, and in that next week I was doing my launch and I opened my membership. And right now we have 44 amazing members. And it has been incredible because membership not only gives you that feeling of, again, community, because yes, it's amazing to be part of other people communities and feel that family. I have been in VBS, this is community for more than 6 years. But when you have your own, it's completely different feeling. And it's a feeling that you always have, like, there's people who always, will have your back and you will have their back, and you will support each other, even if it's not even related maybe to the, what you are selling with your membership, right? So, and also like my business, since I opened my membership, has changed completely, not only because of course the revenue and everything, but purely because I am much more accountable. I think that is something that has been a life changer for me. Like, I need to show up, I need to be accountable, I need to do much more things that, maybe some other times I would be like, oh, maybe not a good day today, I will not just do it, right? But no, you got to show up for your people, and it's exciting and it's amazing. So yeah, I love everything about my membership. And I definitely hope that if you are not making one right now, then you will pretty soon, and it will change your life, because I think it will. You see the proof already here with those 10 amazing ladies. Well, 11, we have Desi here as well, who has been incredible. I think the anchor, the shift in all of our lives, and forever grateful. So that's me.
I'm grateful.
But I also do human design. Also the human design, which is like, we will talk about it tomorrow. But yeah, open membership.
That's like me when I was introducing the recurring revenue program and forgot half the things I wanted to say. And I was like, oh my God, also the one-to-one mentorship, and oh my God, and the Black Friday workshop. Yeah, that's
and
the
then
mind of a creative
join
person.
Explode is epic.
Explode, yeah. Actually, raise your hand if you've been in Explode. Not bad. Not bad. So if you guys have any questions about Explode, actually, we have probably half the people here have been through that, so feel free to ask. Okay, we have Beth. Who are you, Beth?
Hello, everybody. So I'm Beth. I'm a spiritual performance clarity business coach, and I help people get from really feeling unfulfilled in what they're doing in life to passionately living their life purpose. And that's the journey that I have been on myself, and that's why I'm so passionate about helping other people do that. My membership is called the Visualize and Thrive Business Club, but I've also got the Business Lounge now. So when I first started out, I had one tier into the membership, which a lot of people will do. And then as things have progressed, I've now got multiple different tiers, and the Business Lounge is an addition now to really support businesses that are young or maybe still working a corporate 9 to 5 and need that accountability, a different way to growing businesses as well. So that's a new addition that I've got. And I've just had my most successful launch. Yay! This past month, I was saying to Des yesterday, I had a 9K month, and Des says that's an $11,000. So yeah, that's amazing. So happy about that. And I think I joined Des's World. I can't remember if it was 2020 or 2021. I know my membership is only 19 months old, which is crazy. I have 60 members now, and it's just completely changed everything, because before I'd got quite a successful career previously, but I was doing a lot of consultancy work. I was working a lot of hours. I was doing a lot of one-to-one work, and I was really fighting between corporate Beth and business knowledge and spiritual Beth, and I really wanted to merge the two, and it took me a good couple of years to do that. But creating the Visualize and Thrive Business Club, which is built on the bedrock of gratitude and visualization to help people stay on track with their visions and create a vision and have that level of accountability, has allowed me to bring my corporate business support knowledge combined with spirituality, where I do oracle card readings for business owners, which is just like amazing, because I would never have thought that I could have done that. So that's me, and I just love having a membership. It's just taken so much pressure off, and I'm creating something with other people with their needs, and creating something that's really special. And it's not just about me, it's about other people. So it will change your life if you start a membership, for sure.
Thanks, Beth.
You're welcome.
Jess with amazing red lipstick, looking so fancy today. I love it.
The darker or the brighter than my lipstick is, the more tired I am. That's how I wake myself up. So when you see this, you know it's been a morning. I'm Jessica Pashti. I am a spirit guide medium, a certified equity-centered coach, and co-host of the Adventures with Spirit podcast. My purpose is connection. I want to help people connect to themselves, to spirit, and to the world around them. And I do this through my spirit guide coaching, my tarot readings, my membership, and my live coaching experiences, the group coaching experiences. Spiritual evolution is my membership. And it really, the goal, it's connected to our Adventures of Spirit podcast. The goal of that is to make that spiritual journey or that spiritual growth less lonely by doing it with the people who are moving in the world in the same way that you are. And so we have this beautiful group that comes together and talks and shares their challenges and their wins and their successes. And we really get to see what spiritual evolution looks like in real life, not out of a book, not out of a recorded class, but in real life. And then they have myself and my co-host partner, Andrea, as their guides to answer any challenges, questions, anything that they've got. Day or night, we're there. And it was actually born from my own dark night of the soul. I joined Recurring Revenue less than a year ago. It was this round last year, actually. And I had just, my father had just passed away in May of 2022 after an illness. My husband, 2 months prior, had been diagnosed with brain cancer. And I was panicking because he was a pilot. And if you have brain cancer, you can't fly anymore. And we had to relocate temporarily to Boston. And I had sent up a prayer to Spirit, literally. I said, I have to step forward like Mel. It was a hobby. I was making money, but it wasn't a business. And I had been doing it for a while, but I sent a prayer up to Spirit and I just said, show me the way forward, please. And Des's amplified email dropped literally into my inbox like 4 minutes later. And it's funny because 3 times a charm. I had done the amplified twice, and this was the 3rd time, and I knew I was going to join recurring revenue before I even started that round. And it was the support I needed in a moment where the ground was not under me. It brought me back to earth. And it really, everything came from that moment. Everything came from that moment. And we launched officially January 2023 with 25 members. That was our founding launch. And we just advertised it to the newsletters, like nothing big, because I knew that if I followed all of Des's steps before I did a public launch, I would be successful. I knew that in my heart of hearts. And so that bought us time to get things up, work some of the kinks out. And in May of 2023, we did our first public launch with a 5-day challenge, and it was a 10K launch. It was a 10K launch. And we have, I believe, 40 people now as of today in the membership. And not only do we have this amazing group of people who I get to support and Andrea gets to support, but I get that too. You know, I get to immerse myself. I get to find my joy. I get to co-create connection. I get to do all of these things in a space where I never thought it was possible with everything that had just happened. And I want to say, this weekend was my husband's last dose of chemotherapy after over a year of chemotherapy. He just had his last round. So we're very excited about that. So we're celebrating. But recurring revenue is everything. The beautiful part about it is Des takes you step by step. If you do Des's steps, you will have a successful launch. I guarantee it, because I thought, members, no one's going to join my membership. Who would want a membership? Who wants to be in a membership, right? Like no one's going to join this, and I don't have time for this. Life is so busy. I was taking care of my father, and then my grandmother passed, and then my husband got sick, and then my dog died. It was like, what those years? I'm like, how am I ever going to do this? But Des has created this amazing container where somehow miraculously your business can grow with your life and it can meet you where you're at. And recurring revenue was the thing that was the answer. Des is a magician. She is the magician from the tarot deck. She somehow can take all of your dreams and your inspiration and give you a path to make that manifest here on earth. It's freaking brilliant. I love her.
Well, that did it for me. So rather than continue crying, we shall just move on to Kate. So thank you, Jess. I had no idea she was going to share this when I invited her to this roundtable, or that I would cry. So I'm so happy about your husband. So happy. Kate.
Hi, can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Thank you so much for inviting me here. I just want to tell a little story about the first time I ever met Des. We were at an event. I had joined and Des had recommended an event. So I travelled on up there. And it was our first time meeting each other face to face. And so we said hello and had a hug. And there was that sort of polite, small talk, what do you do? And I looked her straight in the eye and I said, Des, you're half the age I am. And she looked at me as if to say, oh, what's coming next? And I went, but you've got double the grit I had at your age. And that is why I'm here. And that, and her face just went, oh, we had another hug. And it's so true, because I need somebody who is going to challenge me. I have ADHD. I have a different processing method. Like Guna, I was told things like, you're too much. And I needed people around me to challenge me. I needed a community of people to hold me accountable with understanding and compassion. So if you had to have a little checklist of Des, honesty, tick. Compassion, tick. Integrity, tick. Compassion, tick. Shall I go on? I'm sure everyone else can fill in the blanks. So there's my gushing bit over. And the reason it is important for me to sort of get that out is because things, when you have a diverse issue as well, things are more sensory pinpointed. So if someone or a community or some people have done something and make you feel good, you carry that with you always going forward. And the reason I'm mentioning it as well is because that impacts how you're going to be in your business. Okay, so if you have that around you and your support around you, you're going to want to be able to take that into your business, into your membership, because you can see how you feel, and you will then be able to have the audience coming in and they will recognize that and they will feel that they're in a safe place. So everything we do impacts what we're now going to take forward with us. You know, it's really important. What do? I'm probably one of the only ones here who likes all the strategy and the tech. Bring it on, bring it on. I do have some woo-woo stuff, but we won't go there. So I love all the strategy, I love all the tech. And so I have a great membership and I needed something quick. I'm like, do it now, let's do it. So the 45 days was like perfect for me. Absolutely perfect. I'm like, right, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this. And I was really focused. I could zoom in on it. And I've always in my business liked to pre-sell, because honestly, I'm going to be honest with you, I just cannot be faffed about making stuff that's not going to work. It's just like wasting my time. And I used to think, oh, I'm being lazy, but actually it's not. It's a strategy. I was like, oh, that's cool. I'm not being lazy. I'm just at my own strategy. So I pre-sold it. The first day I mentioned it, 8 people bought an annual, which was like, wow. And coincidentally that day we had a meeting and everyone went, wow, this is great. It's like, follow the steps, hold yourself accountable. Boom. That was well over a year now. I've had more people going through. I've got about 37 people that have come through now. Most people have renewed on an annual. And also it led to me doing a live event. So I did that. It's called Funnel Craft. Get this, because I talked about it so much, 90% of the people who attended the event signed up. I was like, oh, that's a conversion. Wow. And like, okay, that's really, really cool. I then put on a course, because I've got Course Craft and Funnel Craft, which are now going through trademark. So that's cool, which I never even thought about before. But, you know, you pick up useful pieces of information, not just about building memberships. There's other stuff you pick up in Des's world too. So they're going through trademark. Course Craft is now one of the big babies I've got. And I'm just, well, due to popular demand, I have literally, in fact, actually, I mentioned it to Des the other day. I just created it. I hadn't told anybody. It's a high ticket, a really big high ticket. It's a real bold one, isn't it, Des? And shall I say what it is, or shall I? I'll leave it.
Let's go for it, because it may inspire them. So just say
I think so, because it's create and sell your high ticket course and close 20K in 90 days. Boom. Woo! And anyway, so yesterday I mentioned it to somebody. I haven't done anything. Again, I haven't built anything. I haven't done anything. I mentioned it to somebody. She went, oh my God, that's exactly what I need. Sold.
That's how we do it.
Oh my gosh. You know, and all of this comes from the mindset. It's the mindset of having the confidence to be able to come in. I've been in some of the meetings and I've gone, I'm just going to tell you all about what I'm doing because I'm so excited. I don't need any help. I just want someone to help lift me up and help boost my, support, because not all families and friends are as supportive as we'd like, right? But you get that in the group. And then other times I've come in and gone, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what to do. It's all overwhelming. And everyone's just gone, right, okay. And everyone's just kicked in. And you leave feeling, okay, yep, I've got this. And I think what's most important is that all these little phases and stages you go through, they're all perfectly normal. There is no, everything you go through. And my business is different. One of my membership is different from most people's. So, I don't have any content in it. It's still over a year later. I don't have any content. I do bits and bobs chucking in because it's mainly a membership based on calls. People want me. They want to jump in. They want tech support. They want it because I can't be faffed about with too much unless I'm really, really focused on something. And so I thought, well, let's just do a membership to see. I'll just build it when they ask for stuff. Nobody asked for it. They just kept turning up to the meetings and we cracked on from there. So you can do whatever you want. And that's what I'd say. You can have all the brilliant ideas. You can come in, just open yourself to other suggestions and open yourself to being challenged. Because I would come up with an idea and Des would say, okay, but what about this? And be like, I'll go away, think about it and come back and go, right, open yourself up to that. because if what you're doing now hasn't worked, then if you carry on doing it, I'm guessing it might still not work. Just saying. So yeah, my favorite thing though to close on, talking about awards, Guna, my favorite award was to get in the best actress award, darling, at the murder mystery. So just wanted to say that. My favorite award ever.
It really was the best. Thank you, Kate. Yeah, it's good you brought that up about the content, because that's why I keep telling you guys, everyone is on their own journey. Don't just copy paste what someone did. Find your own path.
Yeah, and don't get caught up in the minutiae of what should I price it? What should I call it? Do you know what? It doesn't matter. It really doesn't. Just put it out there. Change the name in 3 months. Who cares? You know.
Some things are less important than others. Absolutely.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And Luna. We have Guna and Luna here today, guys. Don't you love it?
Can you hear me all right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I just got back from a castle where I was meeting with people because I'm also wearing multiple hats. I was a professor in academia for 16 years or so and did the whole PhD in psychology, went to Sweden to do a postdoc, and then came to England to be a professor, where I thought, you know, we have permanent jobs here. Well, they're only so permanent when you start being disruptive and being too much, like I said. So I left in 2021 and decided to be my own boss. So I started career coaching, helping other people leave their professional or academic jobs, felt like I'm not enough, felt that lack of confidence, felt like I'm not a leader, because the leaders in my corporate world are all male, pale, stale, right? And so I wanted to lead in my own way. So I have a company called Luna Leadership, and I had a lot of online programs, mentoring programs, where I help people one-on-one or in a group setting. And they were, you know, sometimes priced out of some people's riches. And also, I'm like other people here, where I'm multi-passionate and have a lot of creativity, realize I do have ADHD, which is kind of why a lot of academics have ADHD, because especially women, because you get like so hyper-focused, so perfectionistic, so people-pleasing. I'm a recovering perfectionist and a recovering know-it-all. When I saw Des in the first Amplified that I did, it was about, what was it, like almost 2 years ago. And I was like, oh, okay, I got everything from the 5-day challenge. I'm going to try it myself. And it was okay. But I realized if I join Des's world, I will get support through this. I will get there faster, rather than trying to do it all myself. Yes, I can do it all myself, but why would I want to do that when it's already been presented to me? And I did one of your programs, can't remember what it's called, because I'm so bad at memory. And then did the royalty branding, and I was like, I need more of this. And I would also say the scaling modules have been amazing, and also the tech. Like, I removed the shackles of academia and the ivory tower, and then I removed the shackles of like using programs and websites that just don't suit me, and I needed more creativity. So Guna helped me a lot with tech and like doing WordPress, and it's just been incredible. And then I launched my membership 3 months ago, Building Beyond Academia. And it's for people who want to either build a business, build a side gig that then they can fit into, and to do it where they're daring to build their life first and the work around that, you know? So it's got spirituality. We do dancing, we do yoga, we do movements, but then we also do like, how do you design a CV and a business plan and everything like that. So it's got everything. And I have a side business, a consultancy business. That's why we went to the castle. I'm doing research consultancy as well. And so I've just felt like a more different kind of professional identity with Des's help, because I think I tried to shed it all, and then I shed too much. And now I'm bringing back that professional identity. So it's been incredible. And I
Yay.
think I have 20 people in my membership now. That's 3 months. I didn't do any launching. It was just quiet soft launching. And then I'm just doing a 5-day, or just finished a 5-day challenge. So hoping to welcome people in the next couple of weeks.
Yay. Thank you so much, Luna. And such a different niche too, which is why I love hearing from her. Thank you guys for introducing yourselves. How amazing these stories have been. Oh my God. And people in the chat are just going crazy over you guys. I've tagged every single person. Please make sure you follow them. There are some questions, but because Mel is leaving to do a podcast interview soon, I wanted to go to her first. Well, first of all, if you guys have any specific questions for her, now would be the time to pop them in the chat. Obviously, you can book a chat with her as well as an ambassador. I wanted to ask you, because you're one of the people here, obviously apart from Guna, who's been here the longest, 3 years. Wow. So you've also worked with me, I think, in pretty much every capacity that exists. Like she's been in all my paid programs, I think. So what do you think is the number one thing that you've gotten? And this is not specifically to the recurring revenue program, but what's the number one thing you've gotten just from being part of this realm?
Good question, Des. I think for me, it's understanding that a business doesn't have to look a certain way. But a business is that we're creating. Like, why would you go into entrepreneurship if you're going to do something everyone else's way? And for me, understanding that actually I can create a business around my life and around my desires and around my expertise and my skills, and kind of do it my way, but within a structure, within a framework, within something that's going to support me, was quite a realization for me. Like, I always prided myself that I just go with the flow. I just followed my intuition, and I'm like, oh, I've got an idea, I'm going to put a workshop out, and I put it out, and that's what I was doing, and I was like this machine. And I think this allowed me to have the structure that I need, but not in a way that was going to close me off. So that was one thing. I think the other thing was, by what you shared around content and around branding, especially with Explode, actually, like how we show up and all the psychology that sits behind everything, that I was like, oh yeah, okay. That as I started to show up more in that way, and please don't get me wrong, this isn't, oh, say this and everyone will come there. This is really aligning you back so you are fully in your power and fully in your energy. I just started to realize that that way I can connect with my ideal clients, like not have to shape me to connect with my ideal clients. I shape me, they'll come. That makes sense.
I love that. And Mel, when it comes to, because you're one of the people who have, quite a few members, there's a really good question. How does it feel managing the membership? Does it feel daunting but manageable, knowing you will have a lot of people to get to know?
Oh, I love that. I think one of the nice things about doing it in launches, so my membership's closed unless I open it. And I think one of the nice things about doing it this way is, first of all, I start to get to know people through the 5-day challenge, 5-day practice that I run. And then when they come in, they're all coming in together. And so I might do a clarity call with them. I'll get to know them. There's an application form that comes with it. So you start to get to know certain things. And the way I run my mastermind, so once a month we do a mastermind call, you really get to know people better. It's not overwhelming, because the way that it's, I don't know, if I had 100 people join on my next challenge, I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know. Maybe that will happen and I'll let you know. But for me, these people aren't being forced to come into my world, right? They're coming in because they've got to know me. They've not just read some sales page, they've got to know me and they've got to understand me. And so already there's a trust in me, and therefore I can just show up and be myself. I'm not trying to put on a mask and make them like me in a certain way. So for me, there's nothing daunting about that.
Love that. So to the entire panel, great question from Jacqueline. Was there a moment when you second guessed your membership, even though you had Des and her team? What was your advice to get you out of the rut? Who wants to take that one? Raise your hand. Tiff?
Sure. Since I kind of came in and it took me a little bit to figure out what I wanted to be when I grew up. Thanks to Explode, though, I did figure out what I wanted to be when I grew up. Yeah, you know what? Because my membership is such a unique niche, of course I had moments. I'm like, can I merge pleasure and business? Can this be a thing? And will people be interested? And of course I had those moments, but you know what? And I'm not a mindset coach, so take this advice for what it's worth. I am a yoga instructor, so I kind of sat with it and I meditated and I imagined what it would be like with this membership being super successful and having lots of my people inside and me getting to enjoy them and play with them and have so much fun. And as soon as I thought about the future and this being this amazing thing that I was putting out there, it wasn't even an option. It has to be out there. This just has to be a thing. And so I think once you figure out your path, it feels right. It's I don't want to do this chakra woo-woo thing, but when you know, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I'm excited.
Well, we can open up the question to more than just a membership. Have you guys had times maybe when you doubted yourself, period, like maybe your path or the whole business, and then what kind of brought you back to being on that path? I think Rebecca raised her hand. Did you?
Yeah. Gosh, I mean, when I was in the corporate world for 12 years before I started my own business, and you work for someone else and you're almost you've got that support all the time. Whereas when you start your own business, you're literally on your own. Well, that's how it feels at first. And then, you find people like Des with her communities and, you build a network around you and you realize that you're not on your own and you have the support there. And it's about asking for help as well when you are feeling absolutely awful or you just want to jack it all in and you're just like, all right, I'm quitting now. Things can bring you around. And also just to bring up Explode again, before I did Explode, I never even thought about the whole agency thing. I was just like, yeah, I'm just happy, just me plodding along in my own business. And now after doing that, it was the realization that I can be a leader in my own world. I don't have to be led anymore. I can be that person that people turn to. And now I've got a team and I feel like a leader now. I don't feel like, oh, I'm scared to ask them to do this and I'm scared, I better not ask them that. It's kind of like, no, I am the boss. I am the leader here, which is really nice because I've never felt like that before. And that was weird about Explode because I went into it thinking, oh yeah, I'm going to learn a few new things, blah, blah, blah. But what it actually does is you soul search quite a lot, and you go through these, oh no, I don't want to say that word, quantum shit. What is the word that people use? You have this whole like mindset shift and you're like, right, that's what my limitations are and that's what's holding me back and this is what I need to work on. And I did the work and here we are. So I think it's about leaning into the people around you. And that's why things like recurring revenue program, Explode, and obviously BBS as well is great because you have that support whenever you need it. Somebody is always there. And that's what you need, isn't it? Essentially, we're all going to have wobbles. Everybody, doesn't matter who you are and what level of business you are, there's always going to be doubts, but there's people here that are here to support you at the end of the day.
Exactly. Beth?
Yeah, I don't think there's like a magic waving of wand that made me go, this is the thing that's going to propel me forward. It was more of a feeling that I am sick and tired of not being who I am supposed to be in the world, and I'm not willing to continue like that. And I suppose my mindset was, I want to do this because it's what I want to do. And if only one person joins this, then that's okay. And I'm okay with that. I will serve that one person like a king or a queen. And I'm willing to do the work to build that one person into 2 people and 2 people into 5 people. And that's all it was for me. It was just I was sick of my own BS. I was sick of being stuck. I was sick of, all of these excuses, and just finally going, you know what, I want a different life for myself. I deserve a different life for myself, and I'm going to do whatever it takes. And that was it. It wasn't like a there you go, now you can go off into the world. It was simply setting the intention of I want a new life. I want to do things differently. And that's what I did.
I love how you said that if only one person joins, I will serve them like a king or a queen. Because I think that if you're not willing to do that for just one person, then you don't really deserve for more than one person to join anything that you're selling. Which may sound harsh, but it is what it is. So yeah, I agree with every single word. Anyone else want to say anything here before we move on? Oh, yes. Okay. Kate, did you raise your hand?
Yeah, thank you. I just wanted to say that it's good to have doubts, because doubts help you question what you're doing, to help you then reformulate it and make sure that you are doing what you're meant to do. The issue is when you don't have people around you to support you whilst you're working through those doubts. So I just wanted to clarify that we all need to challenge ourselves. We all need to second guess, because we want to serve and deliver the best for whom we're serving, right? That's how I see it. But if I'm sitting here thinking, oh, should I, shouldn't I? Why? No, I'll take that to somebody else, because then I've got the support, I've got people challenging me, questioning my doubts, and I can work through that work and come to the conclusion, this is how I can best serve. So that's what I wanted to say about that, really. I do that all the time.
I think, was it Blair? You wanted to say something?
Yeah, I was pretty much going to say exactly what Kate said as well, is it's who you surround yourself with as well, like I always feel like no matter what doubt I have, like what challenge I'm facing in my business as well, that I have literally a cheer squad that I can go to that are going to turn around and be like, right, come on, Blair, you know, this is imposter syndrome. Let's just throw that out the window. You've got this. And I really do think that is like 90% of the battle, like it's just an incredible thing to have. So, yeah.
Agreed. We had some questions that I've written down here from you guys. It's hard to keep up with this chat. So one of them was, do you focus on WordPress only? I use Kajabi. So the program tech help still apply. So do we have anyone here who does not use WordPress, who felt like the program helped you put things together tech-wise? Tiffany and her tech gremlins. She was like...
what I can say is I regret not listening to Guna, and Guna and her hubby will... I will sing the praises to the moon. Please. Don't be me.
And thank you for bringing that up, because Guna is one of your support coaches inside the recurring revenue program. As you guys know, it's not just me. We have a whole team of people there serving you. And yes, some of them are excellent at providing help that is tech related in terms of just answering all your questions, guiding you inside the program. We have all kinds of different tech tutorials and adding more. You don't have to use WordPress at all. Probably maybe half of my clients do. The other half use all kinds of platforms. It would be helpful if those of you on the panel type in the chat in Zoom what platform you're using for your membership, just to show them that I know everyone types WordPress. No, I don't think you do. To show them what's possible with different platforms. So we have Debbie is using MemberVault, which I've mentioned a few times already. It's a really nice platform, very affordable, and they used to be free, but then they were like, fuck this. So no, they're not, but they're pretty affordable.
They've just reintroduced. They've reintroduced, I think, a free trial, and they now have different tiered pricing. They had gone away from it and put like a full, I think it was $99 a month, and it put a lot of people off. So they've brought the tiered pricing back. You can now have commenting, blog features, sales pages, everything within it. So it's an option. It's an option, and it's really it's easy to use.
Love that they've done that. So we have MemberVault, Sam Cart, Beth, Blair uses WordPress, Jessica also uses MemberVault. And Tiffany is suggesting a platform called modern.co. Haven't heard that one. So, and we've also had, honestly, many others use. Kate obviously uses Kajabi. Rebecca uses WordPress. So hopefully
Although
that shows you guys.
I'm moving slightly away from Kajabi now because there's I've got my own platform agency instead, which gives Kajabi a run for its money, because like, you know, Kajabi has great features on it, but it's not necessarily, as you go forward, always perhaps the best you want to stay with. So I've now, actually listening to you and looking around more, found and I've got my own all-in-one now. So yeah,
Love
there is
that.
something out there for everyone.
There really is, guys. So remember, always test a few. Always test a few and then pick the one that has the features you want, and always think long term. Remember, these are important decisions, and I want you to treat your membership with the respect it deserves and not just think, yeah, you know, if it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, at least I didn't like spend too much time and money on it. Like, that's not really the way to succeed, right? We had a question. Actually, I'll take that one. We had a question saying, am I right in thinking there are no support Zoom meetings in the recurring revenue program, just support via Facebook group? So the weekly call, I keep calling them calls, the weekly videos that I do in there happen once a week. They're about an hour to an hour and a half long, same as De-Stress with Des here. So imagine that, but every single week. And I answer all your questions there. And then on top of that, yes, we do have Zoom sessions with guest experts. We've had actually a multiple tech related Zoom support sessions with Guna and her husband. We have many different guest experts that come in, and then you can directly ask us your questions on the Zoom chat. So yes, you do have that. But honestly, just the level of support in the Facebook group with all of your questions being answered, and not just by me, by my support coaches, is pretty incredible. Guna says, we have members that use Mighty Networks, Kajabi, Member Vault, Kartra, System.io, System.io, and much more. Yes, there are plenty of people who can help with tech. So I have a question. Dramatic pause. No, I just wanted to ask, before you joined the recurring revenue program, and I always ask this because this is where so many people are at right now. They're listening to you guys thinking, well, duh, I should be a part of this, but insert things and reasons, right? So before you joined, I'm sure that for some of you, it was an instant decision. You just went, yep. But for some of you, it wasn't, and you had some doubts, or you were on the fence. Maybe. So for those of you who were on the fence for at least a little bit, what got you off the fence? What eventually got you to press the button and join us? Jess?
So like I said, I took Amplified twice and finally joined the third time. So I was on the fence for a while. And one of the reasons I was on the fence was Wednesday. When I got to Wednesday, I had the hardest time with Wednesday's task. And I thought, if I can't even make it past Wednesday, how am I ever going to make this work? And the third time I took it, I got to Wednesday, I had a hard time, and I just said, you need to suck it up. And I showed up for Thursday and Friday, and I actually got a lot of traction on Thursdays and Fridays tasks. And I realized I was just holding myself back, thinking it had to be this perfect execution. And if I wasn't ready, if I didn't do every single thing in the challenge, which isn't true, it's not true. And when I joined Recurring Revenue, it's such a beautifully set up program. It's just so intuitive to follow all the steps. It flowed magically. So you don't have to do the challenge perfectly. You don't have to have all of your answers in the challenge. You don't have to have done even every single day. It's still going to work for you.
Love that. So the lesson here is, if you can't complete some of the tasks, or you're having a bit of a hard time, that's a reason to join, not to join. And you don't have to do this 3 times to get to the point where you're like, okay, actually, maybe I should just do this. So love that. Who else wants to share? Debbie?
Yeah, so I knew during the challenge that I really wanted to do it, and then I started to talk myself out of it, because I was like, well, who am I to have a membership? And sure, I can't do this, and no, it's only for these amazing, because I sat and I watched the Roundtable I watched every single little bit. I was probably one of the people who read the full sales page, all of it, right to the bottom, every bit. You know, I was like, right, I need to know all of this. And I hovered and I hovered and I was like, no. And then I had to have a word with myself. And I thought, you know what? I've been trying to do this on my own. I've been trying to do this on my own for so many years. And I could see clearly that this was the real deal, that Des was the real deal. And I can put my hand on my heart and tell you that she is the real deal, that she has this total, the zone of genius is on another scale. And the authenticity and the integrity. And if she thought this wasn't for you, she would tell you it's not for you. And that's what I love. And I thought to myself, do you know what? I can see that this is right. Everything inside was like, ding, ding, ding. I have to do this. And if I don't do it, I'm stopping myself from serving the people I want to serve. I'm holding myself back out of fear, out of all this BS that I was telling myself. And I recognize that it was a pattern. And I was like, if I want things to change, but I keep doing things the same way I've always done, then nothing's ever going to change. And Des then was the change. And I took the leap of faith in myself. It was more in myself than it was, because I had epic faith in Des. I'd only been in her world 5 days. Still had faith in her. I had none in myself. But having that, I came back to, why do I want to do this? And it was because I want to help people. I wanted to serve people. I wanted to get my business safe and stable and secure, and to let me live the life I wanted to lead, so that people could also see that and be inspired by it and step into the driving seat of their own life, so that they weren't being controlled left, right and centre and feeling powerless. So definitely, I can understand if you're watching this and you're going, yeah, these people have all done it, but I don't know if I can. I had the same thought. And I know this is really cliche, but if I can do it and if we can all do it, then so can you. You definitely can.
I agree. And then you took another massive leap of faith and you joined Explode.
I did.
Hell yeah.
At the very last minute. But I did. That was more a, can I really do this again? And it was again my own fears, but that joining Explode was the thing. Recurring revenue was the key that unlocked all the stuff, and then Explode just went. And being in BBS as well. And essentially every time you launch something, I'm like, just please take my money and let me in.
And that's exactly how a lot of people's journey is. They start in recurring revenue and usually they also expand into Explode. And that's why I created the bundle for you guys, which, by the way, we only have 1 spot left. Just as a reminder, just throwing this out there, 1 spot left. And I am extending the Clarity Call bonus because some very angry people came at me saying, we're in a different time zone and couldn't watch the live video. How dare you only have it while you're live? Yes, well, see, I didn't think of that when I did that. So, yes, I will happily extend the Clarity Call bonus for you guys until Friday. Let's do it until I go live on Friday evening. So if you join by then, you will get the access to the Clarity Call. Jess says, OMG, yes, real deal. So much money wasted on subpar business classes before Des. And Blair said, this was the first investment I ever made, and God was I lucky to immediately find the right mentor. Yeah, because look at where you were when you invested. Like, that's honestly, I'll forever tell this story. Like, I don't care, until my deathbed, I will be telling this story. It's just that your face will evolve because we're going to get older and older and older. And at one point we'll be 80 years old and I'll still be telling this story.
Some people who've been following us for a while will be like, oh, again?
Totally. They're like, show us new faces. Well, here's new faces, but I'm sorry, but that story's too good. It's just not going away anytime soon, guys. Thanks, Leslie. Yeah, sometimes when you're doing things in a rush, I'll spontaneously just don't think about things like time zones. Beth says, I make my investment back every month without getting out of bed. Love that. Your $11,000 a month is definitely speaks to that. What was the question you guys were? Oh yeah, defense. Does anyone, I think Tiffany wants to say something.
I remember the first time I think I watched Amplified, because I came into your world through another coach channel, because she had also started a membership and all of that stuff. And so you came in to do a guest expert training. I'm like, oh my God, why didn't I know this person before that? And the first round of Amplified, I think Mel was on there, and I definitely remember seeing Blair, and I'm like watching all these people, and I'm like, they're all living their dreams and doing the businesses they love. Here I am doing accounting still, which I'm really, really great at, but we'll just put it that way. I love all my clients, my business on that side, but it's not very soul fulfilling.
It's not you.
No. So I was like, but can I do all the stuff that all these people do? I don't really know what I want to do when I grow up. Then came in Explode and recurring revenue. I think I did right around the same time. And I'm like, yes, I get to do what I want. And this is amazing. And here I am with all of these lovely people I saw on my very first Amplified. So every single one of you out there who's watching, you can have any one of our seats at some point in the future and live the business and do the stuff that you love. So just have that moment just of faith in yourself for 1 second, that this can be you and you can have it. It's sometimes hard, but if you have to borrow it from Des, she will give it willingly. That's
True.
what I did. I borrowed it from Des, and here I
True.
am doing what I love with people that I love. Every single one of you guys.
I think we might have some new faces on this roundtable after this cohort of people who join recurring revenue, for sure, because I'm seeing people who very much remind me of Tiffany and of some of you who only a few months ago were like, I want to be on the roundtable one day. Rebecca says, I was worried about the money side. Would I make my money back? I wasn't in a good place financially. I love that you wrote, but I've made over £8 in my first year.
I did go in and change that, and I was like, £8. Oh
my God, that's the best return on investment I've ever heard.
I bought 2 coffees with that £8, let me tell you.
Yeah, for context, I made way less money from the first year of my membership than Rebecca has made in hers.
But it is a fair point. Like, it is quite scary when you're sort of thinking, oh gosh, if you don't have an awful lot at the time, it's like, I am putting a lot of eggs in one basket here. However, I will say that it's not foolproof, because we can't make guarantees, can we? Nobody can make a guarantee that this is going to be like absolutely amazing and whatever. Sometimes it's a slow burn, because over the like 12 months that I've had, the Establisher Circle, it's been, ups and downs as any business is. However, when you look at the actual investment of what it is, and potentially over the lifetime of that membership, you're going to make that money back within, like, you've got to get your finger out and actually do the work. But once it's up and running, it is a no-brainer, because you will make that money back so quickly, tenfold, if not more, in your first year. Mine was it's a relatively small membership, but it's paying my bills, which is really nice.
And then it's also about like everything else and this is why it's so hard sometimes to like calculate the ROI from a membership, because one of the best things about memberships is that most of your high ticket clients and people who join your other offers and your agency will also come from your membership.
Yes.
So it's really tough to really know, like, I don't know how much money my membership actually generates, because it's quite difficult to track.
It is difficult to track. And to be honest, that's a conservative estimate for me. When I actually look at my client list over the last 12 months, a lot of them have come from my membership, because they get a little discount when they work with me and stuff like that. So it's nice. It's a nice little incentive to join and whatever. But yeah, I'm thinking probably in addition to that money that I made just off the actual launches of the membership, it's probably over 10K just from people working with me one-to-one. It'll be more than that, to be honest. I haven't really looked properly. It'll be more than that, but at least 10K. So that's 18K in one year. That's mind-blowing to me, because gosh, I mean, that's
in pounds. That's in pounds, by the way.
In pounds, yeah. That's income I never would have had I never would have had that income otherwise. And it would have been more hard to get clients without the membership. And it shows your authority as well. It shows, look at these people that are paying you to help them in their business or life or whatever it is. It gives you a little bit of a bit of authority there as well, that people trust you, which is really important.
Definitely. Because we can be here for 5 hours and I don't want to take up too much of your guys' time, I have a question that I would love you to answer. What is one thing that you would say right now to the person who is, well, probably the future you, really? They're sitting there thinking, well, I have all these amazing gifts and I've been trying and it's just not working the way I wanted to. And they're thinking about joining the program, but they're not quite there yet mentally. So what's one thing you would say to them? Let's start with Blair.
Like the future me? Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that. I mean, you can either talk to someone who is maybe in, well, there are probably not many people in the position you were before you joined, to be fair, because that's quite a tough position to be in. But someone who is just not in the right space in their business, who've been trying to do things right, but they just hadn't gotten the right guidance, really. What would you say to them in terms of joining the program?
I think I would say that you're going to get literally everything you need to make it work. And it's a lifetime thing as well in the program, which I absolutely love. So as I'm looking at setting up a second membership now, I'm going to be going back through the program. I'm going to start from the very beginning and go back through it all again. So it's not just kind of like this, oh, I've watched this lesson and I can't go back and rewatch it. And it's just constant development words. Yeah, no, like it's just great to go back through it as well. I periodically as well, as you grow as a person, like I go back through the branding module. It really is priceless, to be honest. As an investment for your business, it really is priceless. When I started out, I was, I didn't have a business. I was literally just posting on Instagram every day. But just kind of going through this program, I realized so much. I'd never been to business school. I had no clue what I was doing. So to get literally all of that handed to you on a platter is just incredible.
Thank you. Rebecca, what would you say to this person?
It's in the past. I'm trying to figure out what you meant. And I would say that it's one of these things where I never thought that any of this was possible. And even just by being around other people that have done it or are on their way to doing things that are amazing, it just really changes your perception of what is possible. And, I grew up on a really awful housing estate in the north of England, not first person in my family to go to university, and I just think I have never been surrounded by people like all of you ever, ever. Even at university, it wasn't like this. And everybody here, and Des especially, they teach you exactly what you need to know. It's a complete no-brainer. And obviously at the time, when you're about to sign up, it is quite nerve-wracking. It's all those what ifs. But we are all here to tell you that this works. And it will work, especially if you put the effort in and you're like, yes, you know what, I'm ready to do this. Even if you're not ready, even if you sat there thinking, I don't know if I can, we're telling you that you can. And you just need to ask for help when you need it. But all the support is there. And that's what you need, essentially. That's what I needed. And that's what I got. And that's why I'm now in a position to help other people in their businesses. It's just, it will work for you. It can work for any business at the end of the day.
Thank you. Debbie, what would you say?
I would say, honestly, being around people who know what they're doing and who can help you is priceless. I spent most of my life trying to do everything by myself because that was the type of person I was, and it was how I was raised. I was raised here in Ireland with very little. We didn't have much as a family, and it was very much about just making things happen, where you could, and getting a job and going and doing your thing. So I was the first person to kind of break that mold in my family, and being around people who know what they're doing, people who can give you that advice, but in a way that is not saying you should do, you have to. What I love about you, Des, is that you hold space for us to explore and to try on different identities and different things to see, how does this feel? Does this sit right? Does this work with me? Does this make sense? But you're also capable of saying to us, no, I don't like how that sounds. What about these words? And it's sometimes just one phrase. It's one little nugget of information, and before you know it, your mind just goes, and all of a sudden you're offered all this different stuff. It's like somebody has put, instead of you walking through a dark room with a little tiny torch trying to see the way, all of a sudden someone's turned the big light on, and it's like, oh my God. I'm sorry, the big light's a real Northern Ireland thing. It's the ceiling light in the middle of your somebody's turned that light on, and you can now see everything. And it's like, wow, how did I not see this before? And that's what this program does. It turns the big light on.
I love that. I might use that.
Work away. You can have it.
Thank you. Tiff, what would you say?
Well, I think I'm the only Canadian on this panel. So I came into this this whole recurring revenue program kind of just came to me while I was still kind of expanding the business I already had in bookkeeping, and you can hear the thrilling excitement in my voice as I say that. And I'm so glad I joined. And you know what? Money wasn't really an issue because I obviously had a business that was making money and successful, but I had come in from a different perspective thinking, oh my God, I want to do something different. I don't know what, but I want to do something different. I want a membership where I can have a community like recurring revenue with all the people who are my people, and we can just have fun and do stuff together, and we can learn and laugh and grow. And I'm like, I was scared because I'm like, can I do this? Like, I'm not Des. Can I do this? Like, am I? And then you get the second question, am I allowed to do this? Because I did go to business school. They don't teach branding and marketing in business school, really. As somebody who's done it, trust me, they really don't. Because I went through Des's program and I'm like, why was this not in my class? What did I take marketing 400 for? What was the senior level marketing class for? Like, so it was a wonderful experience, and the community and support you guys get on the inside, all of these people are in there. And you know what, when you have an issue or a question, you can always drop it in a Q&A. Des is more than generous with her time to answer them. And I've had 4 bazillion questions. Spicy brain, what can I say? And it's just been wonderful. And then you can add on the other programs as you grow, and you get to create this wonderful experience for yourself. And I can't say enough. It's just amazing. I can't wait to see every single one of you on the inside.
Me too. Thank you. Guna, what would you say to this person?
I was about
I cannot hear
share
you.
like
Can you guys hear her? Oh, there you are.
What?
Yeah, it's all good now.
Okay. Am I okay? Good. So yeah, I was about to say as well, like, even if you feel like, because I was seeing in the comments, recovering, know it all and all that, and multi-passionate and multi-dimensional and all of the things, you're in the right place. Because, well, trust me, I'm in business more than 15 years, and I have been to business school. I have studied marketing and branding. I have had marketing and events agency. I'm creative director and have branding agency. I help people with all of the things, right? and I have a lot of experience. It does not mean that all that hundreds and thousands of open tabs in your brain with all the knowledge that you know, all the experience that you have, all the stories that you have there, can just easily on your own be put out there. Yes, of course you can. You know, I did it for a long time. And when I met Des, I was doing like 7 different things, throwing all of the things around, being exhausted and being just like so confused and lost. Like, I know things, you know, I'm okay. I'm like, how, like, what? And it does not make sense because, well, I'm so multi-passionate. I'm like this and this, and I'm artist, but I'm also logical. I'm this, and what, right? But then when you see this, and when you are in her programs, you get the structure for your mess inside of your head. With all of your, you can structure and you can put all of your knowledge on like, okay, now like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Oh, that is great. Oh yeah, right? Because I opened in very beginning, actually, that was after my one-on-one coaching with Desi 6 years ago. I did open, inspired by Desi's membership, I did open my first membership, which was more like a subscription. I was doing a lot of templates, stock photos, and different kind of, you know, things like that to support businesses. And well, my soul was not there. This also was not community. It was more like subscription, which was like kind of so cold and didn't have like that all kind of thing. So I closed it up. And then I opened my existing membership, Brand Creators, right? In a right way, with all of the steps in, you know, because somebody else, this beautiful, gorgeous friend of mine has actually done it for, when I opened, she did it already for 3-4 years. So there was a proof what works, what doesn't, right? And why would you want to take years and years and years? Because as I'm saying, I'm in business 15 years, but I only started to figure out it literally like probably, I don't know, 6 years ago. Like the first almost 10 was like, what? Like what? Right? So if you are feeling that you know that, like, you know the things, maybe you have had coaches, you know the thing, but it doesn't really matter if you know the thing. You need to do it, and you need to do it in the right order. And this program can actually give you that, right? And there is no kind of right or wrong order in general. It's like right order for you. And when you will go through the program, you will know what's right for you. It will be not like, you know, me or Desi or Tiffany or how everybody else does. It will be the right order for you, right? So I will see you on the other side as your coach, success coach, no, the support coach. I'm like, all of my titles, I'm like lost. I need the organizational structure chart or something, but yeah, seriously, guys, if you are on the fence, join while you can grab all of those bonuses that she's throwing, because she's a little insane. And then we need to just add them in the site and, you know, make it pretty and all that. So join while you can, because you will not regret it. Like, I have not seen any person only regret what I have seen in those last, 4 years has been that, oh, I wish I joined recurring revenue earlier.
Yeah.
That's the only regret I have seen around.
Me too. And guys, if you're going to join anyway, join now so you can get the clarity call. Beth, what would you say?
I've written an essay. There's just so many things. Like, if you are here watching this right now and you've stayed right till the end and you've done every single task and you're going to do all the tasks, then you should join recurring revenue, because it's for you, and it allows you to be who you are, like in here. Like, it allows you to reconnect with your soul and feel aligned and have a really safe space to try things out. It allows you to, you know, you're not just creating recurring revenue, you might be doing power hours, or you might be launching a podcast, or you might be writing a book, or you might be creating other services and offers. There's all of these things that come as a result of just being in Des's world. So there's like, just, you know, if you are here and you feel like this is for you, it probably is for you. So I would just go for it. And I was just, this will make you laugh, Des. I was just looking in the back office of recurring revenue to see how much I'd actually completed, and I have only completed 28%. and I've still been able to launch a successful membership. Now, granted, you've probably adding in additional things, but that's how much gold there is in there that you don't need to go through everything. You might just want to do the 45 days sprint and launch a really successful membership. So just do it. It's amazing. You've got a sense of community like no other. You've got people that are collaborating, working together, helping each other out in their membership, sharing content, there for support. Whatever you need, it's there for you. So it's not just about recurring revenue, it's about everything. So just do it.
It's a business school,
It's
fun
a
one.
business school. It's a business school.
Thank you, Beth. Jess, any final words?
Yes, I mean, I agree with everything that everyone's saying here, 10 over. I also think I am very shy. Believe it or not, I'm an introvert at heart, and I am very shy at joining spaces in general. But one of the things that is a cornerstone of my business and is really important to me is this idea of equity, diversity, and inclusion. And I don't usually find that in spaces that I enter. And when I stepped into Des's world, it was magnificent. I mean, everyone is welcome. I mean, I say this with full honesty. Everyone is welcome. Everyone is supported. And I have never been in a community where there is such a high level of respect for everything that everyone is doing. And everyone is cheering you on and supporting you. And you can, I know y'all have mentioned this before, but you can be your unique, full, authentic self from day one, and no one is going to judge you. No one is going to put you down. That just doesn't happen. And if someone had said that to me before I joined, I would have said BS. But it's true. And so if you're nervous because you don't know if you're going to be accepted or if you're going to fit in or if this is going to work for you, Des creates things to work for everyone, 100%.
I love that. Thank you. Kate, any final words?
Yeah, final words. Thank you so much for having me here, first of all. But also, I'm somebody who looks for evidence-based everything. I do have emotions. Yeah, I think you're in the corner over there somewhere. But I look for the evidence. And just, if you just look around you, first of all, none of us have been paid here to be here. Honestly, none of us have. We're all here of our own free will. So what does that tell you? Firstly, secondly, what are we all saying? The other thing that really strikes me, which do take this into consideration, is the thought is, well, yeah, but everybody looks like they are doing well. Can I do this? We didn't all start like that. Obviously, we all started with, out it as well. We had to go through it all, and you've heard some really cool stories here today. More evidence, and if you look, what really the thing is. The wide range of businesses. Honestly, I've been in so many different business groups. I'm a business group junkie because I love just meeting lots of different people, finding out different strategies. This is the only group I know that has such a wide range of different businesses, different products and everything. What does that tell you? It's there's no, my way or the highway here. That, what more evidence do you need is what I'm going to say. What more evidence do you need? And if you do have a doubt, you have some amazing ambassadors in this group this week, all who are, open, willing to do it. And I know for a fact that they don't just dismiss your concerns and doubts. They actually accept, yes, these are real. And if it's not going to work, it won't. And there's no whips. There aren't any whips. But not obvious ones like, yeah, well, join or else. It's not like that. It's free will here. I'll leave it there. Thank you.
It would be hilarious if I cracked out a whip right now.
Yeah, I know you got one tucked under the sofa, but don't tell anyone.
Join now or else. Thank you, Kate. I want to thank every single one of you. I know 2 are missing, but no freaking, okay. Wait for it. I literally just said, I want to thank 2 are missing. And then Melissa jumps back in. No freaking way. How did you?
I'm psychic.
Okay.
I'm a bit psychic.
Well, shall we then say final words, Mel?
You did it to me last time.
I
jumped
know.
on and you were like, start talking, and I was like,
Final words, go.
final. Last time I pulled a card. Should we do it?
Let's do it.
I did. Last time I pulled a card.
I love that.
While I'm doing that, final words. For me, the path of entrepreneurship is not an easy path. And why do we do it? Like, why do we do it? We do it because there's something in our soul that is calling us, and there's something that we need to share in the world. And I do truly believe, and this might sound a bit cheesy, but I do truly believe that we're all here for a reason, and part of that is to unleash our gifts, and the byproducts of that is then to help other people. And that's what we're here to do. And if you're sitting here watching this going, oh, but who me, and why me, and the question is, who else? If it's not you, is there going to be somebody else who's not going to do the job as well as you, who's not going to care as much as you, who's not going to have the skills as you, but they're maybe a little bit braver than you? And so doing something like this, you know, having this as a stable business tells me that you're betting on you. And if you're betting on you, then the universe is going to bet on you as well. Your card is tea break, which I find very funny, because normally I've got my tea and my tea wisdom comes up, doesn't it? And I don't have my tea today. I've got one of Donna's teas. And it asks, what's the most loving thing I can do for myself today? The most loving thing I can do for myself today is to be true about who I am. And honestly, just take a bet on yourself. And doing something like this, you'll have the support. So when you're doubting, hands up if we all doubted ourselves before we start. Hands up if we all still doubt ourselves sometimes. When we've got like this community and we see everybody else is winning and sharing and growing and all of that, and people believe in you, then it's really hard to kind of go and hide again. So they're my famous last words.
This was some sort of a sign from the universe. I'm sorry, but how does this even... Melissa always tends to pull off stuff like that, literally joining as I'm saying final words. So thank you. And thank you to every single one of you for taking so much of your time for us and speaking to these amazing people. Roundtable humans. You are some of my favorite people in the world, and I cannot wait to see where your journeys take you. Make sure you follow them, guys. I've tagged every single one of them multiple times, and I'll tag them again. So follow them, shoot them a friend request. Okay. These are people I can personally vouch for, and I do not say that a lot. Not with my trust issues. So thank you to everyone. You can join now, still get the clarity call. Link is in the chat for you. And I will see you tonight for De-Stress with Des. Bye, everyone.